he's very comfortable on the ball.
Yeah.
And the dangerous thing about a player like that, when he picks up the ball from deep, because most of the time he's the bridge between defense and attack. So he picks up the ball deep.
From the deep
he's going to play a few passes and he's going to find a gap. And once he finds that gap, he's going to run through it.
Yeah.
And once he runs through it, usually he finds a lender on the other side.
Hello and welcome to the Diski Preview Show. Signing in is yours truly, Mr. E. I would like to thank you very much for tuning in to this week's episode. And I'm not alone in the studio, ladies and gentlemen. I've got Mr. Mo. Yeah. What an introduction.
You almost called me Utisha.
I almost called you Utisha. He's going to be standing in there for Utisha. Oh, Utisha with Diski, who's away. I think by next week he should be here. Mo, welcome to the show.
No, I'm happy to be here. I see you miss your partner in crime, eh?
Yes, I miss Utisha. He's one of the best guys that we have at Betfred, rather.
Of course. So what are we talking about today? What are the matches?
Okay, so we've got 3 matches lined up for the viewers. More. We're going to start off the journey with a game between Cape Town City. They'll be playing against Kaizer Chiefs in a DSTV Premiership match. And also Sekhukhune will be playing against Amapagania Orlando Pirates. And the big one and the last one will be Young Africans. They'll be playing against Mamelodi Sundowns in a CAF Champions League quarter-final match. Those are the big games that we have lined up for you. What are your thoughts on these games? Please leave us a comment and let us know what you think is going to happen. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. You are watching the Diski Preview Show, and as we take a look at the first featured game, it's Cape Town City, the Citizens, that we're playing against Kaizer Chiefs, Abafana Bokuthula Noxolo. Mo, I think this is going to be an opportunity for Kaizer Chiefs to bounce back after that loss to Orlando Pirates by 3-2 in that Soweto derby.
I mean, the loss is a loss, but there's a couple of positives you can take from that game. The first positive being the fact that Kaizer Chiefs opened the scoring.
Yeah.
The second positive is
twice
that they
scored.
Led, they led twice. Those are big positives because if you look at 2024 for Kaizer Chiefs so far, it's been a difficult year for them. They haven't been able to get goals. They haven't been able to find the back of the net. Yeah. They've been trying to get players like Ashley Dupree into the game and scoring, but it hasn't been quite working out. And the balance of Ikosi at the moment is something they need to worry about. Not just going forward in attack, but also in defense. Can they keep those goals out? Yeah. But the big thing about that Soweto derby was the fact that they were able to score. They were able to take the lead twice, and they were able to also play their brand of football and impose their brand of football on Orlando Pirates. So those are the positives you can take from it. The negative would be that they don't have, they don't have that thing that they don't have match control. They don't. They can't dictate the tempo of the game. You understand? They're always subject to whatever the opponent is going to do. And that's how
they're always reactionary to whatever the opponent is going to throw at them.
And that's exactly how Orlando Pirates got back into the game, because now you go 1 goal down, or you go 1 goal up, you're Kaizer Chiefs. What are you trying to do at that moment? You're trying to take the sting out of the game. You're trying to slow down the ball. You're trying time wasting is what they call it when the big goalkeepers do it, where they take their time to kick the ball out. So you're just affecting how the opponent is.
What's his name? Chipezeze.
Yes.
So
you just want to control how your opponent is playing the game. You starve them off the ball a little bit. You play the ball at the back, through your centre backs, through the midfield. But you look at Kaizer Chiefs, they got that first goal, and immediately when they got the goal the ball back, they were going straight for goal again. So which tells you that they're a team that came in with one instruction. We don't want to lose this game. Make sure you play proactively.
Let's go for the kid.
But when they took the lead, they didn't take care of that lead. And that's something that they need to worry about when they go face this Cape Town City side.
Let's take a look at the third goal that they scored, the third goal for Orlando Pirates. I think the whole Kaizer Chiefs squad went to sleep there because it came from a throw in and then boom, it was at the back of the net.
I mean, that's one of those things where you have players who, I mean, all these guys are experienced, all these guys are professionals. But even professionals switch off at times, It's a stroke of luck for Orlando Pirates, but at the same time, it was a lot of confusion at the back because players didn't know, where's this guy? Where is he going? You understand? By the time he's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, there's not much he can do. He's going to chip the goalkeeper. I mean, now it's down to, is the player talented? Is the player skilled? Can he apply the perfect touch to find the back of the net? And it just happened that Saleng has it. So at that, if you look at that moment, it's not a good reflection on the side, but it's something they need to work on. Like I said, they don't know how to manage the tempo of the game. So also in that moment, they're disorganized.
Yeah.
So that goal is just down to the fact that they're disorganized. Yes, take nothing away from the luck, take nothing away from Orlando Pirates, but they can't do that against this Cape Town City side. Because you are going into a game, if you look at your previous games, just a few of them, you lost to Milford, you lost to Orlando Pirates, you won one game in between, but at the same time, you weren't scoring goals. So if you look at Kaizer Chiefs at the moment, they definitely need to put something together in terms of how they manage the game. If they were to take the lead in this game, I'd be very disappointed if they were to drop it. So maybe they should work on getting Yusuf Martin more involved into the game. Yusuf Martin should work on playing the ball diagonally instead of trying to play proactive passes forward, because that's where they lose the ball. I understand that players like Dupree are hungry for goals, but right now we need to learn how to manage the game a little bit more, because don't forget, your Kaizer Chiefs, this is Cape Town City. You're the bigger side. By brand, by name, by history.
Everything.
Cape Town City is coming into this game. They're obviously above you on the league table. They don't want to drop points. So it's a big...
In terms of form, I think they haven't won anything in the last 5 games more. And, well, Kaizer Chiefs has won only 1 game, and that was against Golden Arrows. I think a little separates the two teams. I think both of them are struggling despite the standings on the log.
I mean, at this moment in time, I just want to go through some of the history between these two sides. The last time these two sides met, Cape Town City won that game by 1-0. So obviously that lingers. I mean, it was a league match. It took place in 2023 in October on the 3rd, and it's going to linger because are we a different team? Are we going to be able to score the goals that we need to win this game? And more importantly, are we going to be able to keep these guys out of it? Because if you look at also a few of the other stats, it says here that Kaizer Chiefs on the head-to-head between themselves at Cape Town City, they have not been able to keep a clean sheet in their last 5 matches. So you see how important that balance comes into the game. And look, you can't blame the centre-backs and the full-backs for it. Defense is a full 11-a-side game. If you don't defend from the top going to the bottom, it's a problem. You can't rely on your goalkeeper to be spectacular every time. You can't rely on your centre backs to win every ball, win every duel. Sometimes it starts by winning it in the midfield. It starts by compressing the pitch. So that's how you manage that's how you manage football. That's how you manage a game. And if Kaizer Chiefs don't manage this game effectively, we'll be sitting here next week talking about Kaizer Chiefs having dropped points again when they're in a good position to actually pick up points. I mean, if they do pick up points in this game, they bring themselves closer not only to Cape Town City, but closer to that top 4 position.
To the chasing pack of Mamelodi Sundowns. Those are the sentiments of Umo. He's schooling us about what is happening with Kaizer Chiefs in the DSTV Premiership. Now, Mo, let me put your head on the block right now. I would like you to give us a prediction of this game. Cape Town City, the citizens will be playing against Kaizer Chiefs Amakosi.
I think it will be a low-scoring draw, maybe a 0-0. But if there was to be a goal, I think the goal will come from Kaizer Chiefs, and I think it will come from a set piece.
Are you not going to give Ukhanyi Samayo any chance?
No. Not at this point. I think
he's been a thorn in the flesh for most defenders.
I think the coach for Kaizer Chiefs is in a tough spot at the moment. The fans are applying pressure. Management is definitely going to be applying pressure, and the players will also feel the pressure. So it's time for them to actually come out. And like a team like Kaizer Chiefs, when it comes to the end of the season, they know the business that needs to be done. We need to make it into the top 8. We need to make sure we at least qualify for something in Africa. So now the mindset that game they played against Orlando Pirates is going to play a big part in how they approach this game. And trust me when I say there will be a goal from Kaizer Chiefs. There might be one from Cape Town City as well. But I think if there is going to be a winner, it's going to be Kaizer Chiefs.
Okay, that's more for you. He's saying if there's going to be a winner, it will definitely be Kaizer Chiefs. And now let's take a look at our second featured game. It's Sekhukhune Vavinanoko versus Orlando Pirates Amapagania. Mo Amapagania, they come into this game oozing with confidence after beating their arch rivals, which is Kaizer Chiefs in that Soweto derby.
Yeah, no, I mean, wouldn't you be?
Definitely, I'll be over the moon.
Well, we did go to watch the game live, and if you want to see that, make sure to click on the banner up there in the screen, and you can watch the whole experience that we had for some of our customers who entered the competition and won. But back to the matter at hand, Orlando Pirates at this moment in time. I mean, the Soweto derby win is one thing, but where it put them is the bigger context. I mean, they're now sitting second in the league. They level on points with SuperSport United. So it's a good time and it's a good place for them to be, because at this moment in time, no one is catching Mamelodi Sundowns. Unless Mamelodi Sundowns comes back from Africa and have the worst run ever seen in world football. But we're not expecting that from them. But Orlando Pirates at this moment in time, when you look at the Soweto team, Swallows, Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates is flying that flag high.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing about Orlando Pirates at this moment in time, you're getting a sense of a renewal, you're getting a sense of a rebirth, you're getting young talent coming into the squad. We have players at Orlando Pirates that people are excited about, and a few names. You can see your head is lighting up with a few names, but the key thing is to win this game is important. 3 points separate these two sides. Sekhukhune is sitting 6th, and Orlando Pirates is sitting 2nd. And at this moment in time, Orlando Pirates won't want to drop points, because if they do drop those points, they might find themselves chasing from the 4th position in the league. So
is it safe for us right now to say Orlando Pirates will be piling on the pressure on Mamelodi Sundowns?
Well, at this moment in time, I will say not maybe this season. But next season, I think Orlando Pirates is the biggest challenger.
It's going to come strong.
If they maintain the way they're playing their football, if they manage to keep those talents in their ranks. And I think the loss of Thembiko Silosh to Mamelodi Sundowns, it just removed that big ego from the dressing room. No offense to Thembiko Silosh. I think he's a fantastic footballer, but a player like that who's been there, who's done it, who has the brand, who has the name, you know, he's Thembiko Silosh. He has a song out there. He's on the level. When you think about song-wise, he's on the level of Benny McCarthy. Also has a song.
He's got a song.
If you look at what it does for the dressing room, everyone is young. Everyone is hungry. Everyone wants to prove a point. So come next season, Orlando Pirates, if they maintain that youthful dressing room that they've got at the moment, with the right blend of experience, they've got themselves a team that can go take on Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, the only question is now consistency.
Consistency.
And that's one thing in football that a lot of these big teams lack. You know, they'll win against Kaizer Chiefs. They'll come in this week and lose against Sekhukhune United and lose that momentum. So that's the thing about youth sometimes. That's the thing about young talents and young stars that are coming in, is that you have to keep them in the mindset of consistently winning. They have a good coach. He's won a couple of trophies. He's also got, you know, his badges to say, you know, I've won that trophy, I've won this trophy, I've won a final against this team that is ruling South Africa and Africa. So at this moment in time, I think it's an exciting time to be a Orlando Pirates fan, and it's an exciting time to be in that team. So they have to prove it now again. They have Sekhukhune United, who also at this moment in time, one of the best defenses in the league. 16 goals conceded, 22 goals scored. They're a team that has the perfect blend of attack and defense. You know, they won't beat you 5-0, but they will make sure to park the pass long enough to get that goal in the break. And once they get that goal, you're not going to score against them. So Orlando Pirates has to be careful, because they play a free-flowing football. They play a creative football. They like players like Masongwai and Seleng to do their thing. But you have to be careful, because if these guys catch you on the break, and you won't be able to fix it.
That's Umo for you. He's calling us about how Sekhukhune plays. He's saying they play a very, very good brand of football in terms of attacking. Now more, let's get on to the thick of things. Let's hear your predictions for this game. Sekhukhune, Babu Nanoko versus Orlando Pirates.
Well, I think Orlando Pirates will maintain their 3-win streak against this team. I think they'll make it another win, so I think it's going to be a win, and I think goals over 2.5, because I think it's going to be an interesting game, because I think Sekhukhune, they have goals in their locker as well, and they might be able to get one early. And like I said, teams like Sekhukhune balance defensively, balanced in attack, and teams like that, they don't get a lot of goals in open play. So you'll be looking at them during the corner kicks, and they'll be running their routines. And I think maybe they'll be able to get one from the corner kicks, but Orlando Pirates, being Orlando Pirates, might win this game 2-1. So goals over 2.5, and I think an Orlando Pirates win.
And now for our third and final match, let's quickly take a flight to Benjamin Mkapa Stadium, where young Africans will be playing against Mamelodi Sundowns, the Brazilians. It's going to be a big one more over the weekend.
I'm excited for this one. It's unfortunate it's not happening here first. But, you know, the biggest thing about a two-legged affair is that Mamelodi Sundowns now have the advantage. The advantage being that they're going to play the second leg at home. So which
and they will have the backing of the Brazilians.
You understand? So now the biggest thing for young Africans at this moment is, do we overexpend ourselves trying to get the goals we need to take to Pretoria, or do we play our brand of football, keep it tight, keep it squeezed in?
Nice and neat,
and when I say brand of football, I mean that if you've watched Mamelodi Sundowns in the CAF Africa Cup, CAF Champions League, you will see one thing consistent consistently. Most teams that play against Mamelodi Sundowns, they play a very tight football.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to give too much away.
Yeah.
They don't want to end up conceding too many goals.
Yeah.
So what they do is that they'll play on the break, they'll play on a counter attack, but they'll let Mamelodi Sundowns have the ball.
Yeah.
Now at this moment in time,
but more if they let Mamelodi Sundowns have the ball. Remember, Mamelodi Sundowns is a possession based. That will play to Mamelodi Sundowns' advantage, because once they've got the ball, they're going to be able to they'll hit you.
I think Pyramids had the best example of this, where they let Mamelodi Sundowns play their football, but they kept it congested in the middle, and they made sure that players like your Mukwenas were playing in front of the midfield four. You understand? So you play defend the 4-4-2. You make sure Mokoena is between the strikers and the midfielders. He's not between the midfielders and the defenders, which takes away that bite. Because one thing about Mokoena is that he's very comfortable on the ball. And the dangerous thing about a player like that, when he picks up the ball from deep, because most of the time he's the bridge between defense and attack. So he picks up the ball deep. He's going to play a few passes and he's going to find a gap. And once he finds that gap, he's going to run through it. And once he runs through it, usually he finds a Lendo on the other side. And a Lendo will do the midfield to attack job. So now the big thing for young Africans is to keep two players quiet. Because you need those two guys not to be comfortable on the ball. You don't need them to have,
and Mokoena.
Yes. Once you get those two guys quiet, you understand, then you're able to at least make it to halftime.
Is that how little Mamelodi Sundowns is?
I mean, you have to take a leaf from Pyramid's book. Pyramids made sure that Mokoena was playing very deep. They made sure that Allende was playing very wide. At halftime, I mean, in the second half, the coach had to make a plan. Rolando Mokoena had to take a player out. I mean, I forgot who he subbed, but he put Mokoena now playing up front, a little bit higher up. So he got someone to protect the Mokoena position and pushed Mokoena into a number 8, number 10 position to try and affect the game from high up.
Okay, so Mokoena had to try and make a plan for him to push up.
Yes, so Mokoena had to make a plan for Mokoena to move up. So you have to get it to that point where you try to keep these two guys quiet. Because if you give Mokoena enough time, I know he has a passing range, he has long passes, but he's more dangerous when he's running past players and also finding those short passes, because he's a very strong player.
In front of the box as well, he's so dangerous. He's lethal.
He's lethal. And the thing is, he reminds me, physicality-wise, it reminds me of a Yaya Toure. Maybe they're not the same size, but the way he has the confidence to run at players, it gives you that, and he's not going to dribble you. He's going to bomb. He's just going to pace, body weight, get you out of the way, get the pass in there. Now, once you've dealt with those two players, then it becomes the issue of Umshish. You understand? And with a player like that, obviously, you're trying to keep him as far away from the box as possible. But you're also trying to block his passing lanes. So now, this is the exam that young Africans must prepare for. Because now they have to make sure that they deal with that spine of Mamelodi Sundowns. Because even the goalkeeper has passing range. So now you're trying to keep these guys quiet. But if they do take a leaf out of Pyramids FC's booklet, keep it congested.
In the middle of the park.
In the middle of the park. Force Zwane wide, force Allende wide, or force Allende deep. Make sure that he joins Mokoena in front of the midfield. Then you have yourself a game that you can manage.
You can get a chance to win it.
Because at the end of the day, we all know that the reason why I said they can make it to halftime is that second half your players are tired. You're trying to play a congested game. And then what does Mokoena do? He looks to his bench.
Which is as good as the first 11.
And by the time he does that,
bring out his big guns now.
And he takes out the speedy, creative players. And now you're running rugged. Now you're trying to keep up with this guy and that guy. When you look, the pass goes that side. Zwane is alone. So now, to manage that game, obviously it's the first leg. You don't want to give too much away. And trust me when I say Mamelodi Sundowns won't be going there to try and win the game in the first leg. They'll go there with the intention to play an easy 90 minutes so they can come back and continue their dominance in the league as well. So they have other priorities in their mind. So young Africans also has to take into account that very important factor that Sundowns also has priorities domestically that they have to go attend to. So they're not going to overexpend themselves. They're not going to end up playing a Mokoena the full 90. They're not going to play an Allende the full 90. They'll try and get your Ribieros into the game so that they can also get some game time. You understand? So it's a big blend of, we know that you guys are not just playing this tournament. We know that this 90 minutes is not the most important 90 minutes at the moment. You guys can win it in Pretoria. So your focus will be what's happening domestically. And if I'm not mistaken, when Mamelodi Sundowns comes back, they have a Soweto Giant waiting. So obviously that also could play to young Africans' advantage. So going into this game, if I was the coach for young Africans, my plan would be, guys, let's play it tight. Let's not give too much away. We'll catch them on the break, but let's try catch them on the set pieces.
The last time the two teams met, I think they drew, was it 3-3? And the other game, Mamelodi Sundowns won by 3 goals to 2. Are we going to see a high-scoring affair?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's not.
So maybe both coaches will want to will want to be cautious.
I mean, you look at the teams left in the Champions League at the moment.
Yeah.
You have yourself Simba taking on Al Ahly. That's a big game.
Yeah.
And trust me when I say Mamelodi Sundowns will be more concerned about that game
than the game against Young.
Because they'll want to see what the Red Devils are doing on the other side.
Yeah,
I mean, if the Red Devils get through that game, then it's a shoo-in that these two teams are going to clash.
Yeah.
Then you have TP Mazembe taking on Petrol Leauda, and you also have Esperance Tunis also in their match. So you can see that right now it's a matter of the Red Devils looking at Mamelodi Sundowns saying they got the easy pick.
So it's one eye on the match that you're playing, and the other eye is on your
domestic, and then the other eye is on your opponent.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as a coach, and look, these guys are not playing football 90 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
They're playing it, 4 matches in advance. So they already have their plan to say, listen, in this game, you're gonna rest, you're gonna play, and the bigger thing is who's coming next in this tournament for us.
Yes.
So we also have to keep that in mind because we don't want to overexpend ourselves and find ourselves in a position and a situation that we cannot peg this game back.
Yeah. Okay, from the teams that are remaining in that CAF Champions League quarterfinal, more, I just wanted to find out from you, who do you think will make it to the final, all the way to the final? Is it going to be Al Ahly and Mamelodi Sundowns?
I think honestly speaking, Mamelodi Sundowns right now in a good place.
Yeah.
And I think for a team that big with as many responsibilities as they have, and bear in mind, we're talking about a team that's undefeated domestically in the league.
You see, that one's a big one, eh?
No losses. So I think they will make it to the final.
Yeah.
I think Al Ahly are also hungry for it, but don't forget there's also Esperance Tunis.
Yeah.
There's also
in the picture.
Mazembe.
Yeah,
in there.
TP Mazembe.
And Mazembe has already faced Sundowns.
Yeah.
So I can't say at this moment who's going to make it through to the end, but I will say that there's a lot of teams who are hungry for it. Esperance Tunis have not had this trophy for a while.
Yeah.
Mazembe the same. They're only coming back to life now recently.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be a matter of like they look at Al Ahly and Sundowns as the benchmark, but they also want to go challenge for this trophy. If the Champions League has changed, it's no longer a tournament you look.
Was a couple of years back.
It's not a longer tournament you look at the group stages and say,
it's
Izohamba you know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly. I mean, just a couple of seasons ago, Kaizer Chiefs made it to the final.
Yeah.
And they had 3 coaches.
In their West year.
But people forget that season had 3 coaches.
Yeah.
They had a coach that played the quarterfinals, a coach that played the semifinals, and a coach that played the finals.
Yeah,
so you see, it's changed. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, these teams value this trophy now. CAF has changed itself. You look at the Africa Cup of Nations we just hosted.
Yeah.
Cote d'Ivoire just hosted.
Yeah.
Brilliant tournament.
Yeah.
And look at how many channels, broadcasters bought into that tournament.
Throughout the whole world.
It has changed.
Yeah.
So it means a lot now to a lot of teams. That's why you're seeing the big names, the old names, the traditional football names, your TP Mazembes, your Simbas, they're all coming back. We hadn't seen them for a while. When Kaizer Chiefs was making that run, the teams that were playing, there was Zamalek, Zamalek, Pyramids.
Not big teams on the continent.
But not just big teams.
Yeah.
It was being dominated by, a few teams. You knew that there was going to be a Wydad and a Raja in the finals.
Yeah.
You knew that there was going to be at least 2 Egyptian sides or 3 Egyptian sides in the knockout phases. Now you look at it, there's only 1.
Yeah.
So it's telling you that the tournament has changed. It's telling you that teams are now interested.
Yeah.
It's no longer a thing
it's no longer the dominance of the North African teams.
No. It's no longer that we're just going to go play group stages, get our money and leave.
Yeah.
Now we want the trophy.
Want the actual trophy.
Because I'm telling you, if you go like 2-3 seasons back, Zamalek would have been in there. Pyramids would have been made it out of group stages somehow.
Yeah.
You would have had a Wydad and a Raja.
Yeah.
You understand? Now you're looking at the blend of African teams that are making it into the finals. And it's telling you that everyone is starting to value the tournament. Everyone's starting to value the trophy.
Yeah.
And you look at next season, I think it's going to be a big one because you can see now Pirates is also coming to life. Yeah. And everywhere else around the continent, these teams are fighting for that spot to go play the Champions League.
And
it's no longer, and the star.
Yeah.
So now that is helping us get better football out of our Champions League.
Yeah. Okay, now let me put your head on the block on this game. I almost say Tisha with Diski. I think we miss him. Tisha with Diski, we miss you in this show. Maybe you need to wear a mask and have a little bit of a beard.
Yes. If you miss Utisha, don't forget we also have a video that came out about a week ago where we spoke about we had a round table discussion. So you can go check that video out. It's on the banner above, and you can also go see for yourself why Mr. E misses Utisha so much.
Yeah. Okay. Now your prediction more. Between Young Africans and Mamelodi Sundowns, the Brazilians.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, so I'm going to give it to Sundowns.
That's a win.
In fact, no. I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to give it to Young Africans, a 1-0 win.
Young Africans 1-0 win. That's the prediction of Umo. He's saying Young Africans will be able to claim the scalp of Mamelodi Sundowns at the Benjamin Mkapa Stadium. Now let's quickly take a recap on today's matches. Starting off with the first one that we featured more. It was Cape Town City versus Amakhosi.
Amakhosi 1-0.
Okay, the second one that we featured was Sekhukhune Babenanoko versus Orlando Pirates Amapagania.
Orlando Pirates 2-1.
And the last one was Young Africans versus Amasandawana.
Young Africans 1-0.
Those are the predictions of Omo. What do you think about his predictions? Do you think they are right? Let us know on the comment section. I would like to thank you very much for watching this episode of the Diski Preview Show. And signing off is yours truly, Mr. E.
And I'm Utisha.
Utisha
Diski. I'm kidding, I'm Mo.
Yeah.